and take over the case, which has happened. The Minnesota Attorney General, his name is Keith Ellison. So Jay's asking that he do the right thing and prosecute all the officers responsible for the murder to just the fullest extent of the law, he said.
Okay, so here's the issue. When you elect a politician, you elect them to govern the current system and manage it. Just like when you put your attention towards a captain, he now creates a physical manifestation of role and priority so that he can navigate the oceans or the rivers with the boat, with the vessel. The current system doesn't comply fully, it doesn't resonate fully with the human experience. Now, disharmony is the predominant reason why systems fail over time, right? If you just have a normal sine wave, and you add when the peaks and the troughs are exactly opposite, that means you'll have no sound, right? It's a destructive force. But you can also have amplifying forces. And currently, the self and the system aren't in cohesion. Well, if they're not in cohesion, why has it lasted so long? Great question. I believe it's because we are of two parts, of body and mind. And the mind can adhere to the current social system, but the body, there are things that are left out. For example, the most productive system we have is capitalism, and it doesn't care if the individual is isolated or not. It's not pro-isolation, but it's not anti-isolation. Now imagine you had an automatic driving car. I don't know why I do this, an automatic driving car. You really want it to differentiate between, a child and a ball. You can't be indifferent towards it. You can't say, well, sure, I'm going 80 and this child would definitely be destroyed by the car, but what is life but a perpetual motion between life and death? And this is simply seen as death because of the perspective and scale and energy field. It's like, bro, you need to be precise here. This is important to us. And that's just one of many examples of a disharmony amongst this entire system. So again, if you go to your governor, if you go to your lawmakers, if you read the law, that's part of the thing that's not working. You're putting your focus, the currency of these systems are the attention and focus of the individual users. The users must now look outwards, look somewhere else for new ways of managing and realize and accept that this is not going to be something that you can just explode to victory. At the very best, it's going to take, 30, 40, 50 years? That means a lot of continual suffering that we have basically as a community decided is worth the trade. And that's the point. It's about trades and transactions of forces on these large scales. And that's why I really like what Akademiks was saying in terms of saying if you have hate if you have fear in your heart and you fear that this huge fucking beastie black guy, right? You feel like you have to have like 10 dudes on him, killing, slowly pressing the life out of him. And then from that, simply viewing it from that perspective, you can see how the emotional forces within one individual is an exchange and pass through another. And because we're a social system, it's incredibly complex and ever-changing. But the equal and opposite reaction play a role on some level. It's just, it might not happen now, and it might not happen back to you the way it happened to them. All right, boys. Peace and love. Shout out to all those white people protesting, getting all the black people in trouble. That's always a fat meme. And yeah, peace, I guess.